If you are into training and movement, go ahead and hit that subscribe button because it really helps out the channel and it allows me to keep putting up these videos for you guys. Ladies, gentlemen, and my often forgotten, but not by me, leg press cyborgs. Today I have a quick and short 5-minute hamstring mobility routine for you. I'm gonna go through it with you right now, so let's get right into it. Okay team, the first order of business is to have some cubes at the ready. You may or may not need them, but just have them at the ready just in case. And finally, I have a mat down because ideally for the first exercise in this routine, you want to be sitting on a surface that won't allow you to slip back. This should be a routine that you can do pretty much anywhere you are, whether it's at home, in a hotel, on the road traveling, or wherever else you might find yourself. So here's how we're going to do this one. The first exercise in our hamstring mobility routine is going to be an overcoming isometric forward fold. And here's how this one's going to work. You're going to sit yourself in front of a wall in a forward fold. So your forward fold must happen by hinging at the hips first, and thereafter you can start to round your back a little bit. But you must certainly not think of your full forward fold as just rounding of the back. There must be a hinge at the hips. So you're going to figure out where your soft stop is, and your soft stop is basically how far you can forward fold without it being too intense, too difficult, and without having to try too hard. So for me, my soft stop might be somewhere around here. Now, if you can't forward fold this far, you are going to have your cubes at the ready and you're going to get yourself as close to the wall as you can. You're going to figure out where your soft stop is and then you're going to use your cubes. In my case, I won't be needing the cubes. Make sure that your hands can reach flat on the floor, and here is how we're going to do this exercise. You are going to push into the wall as hard as you can for 10 seconds. And then you're going to rest for 10 and you will repeat this 3 times. So I'll do the first one with you. Once you get the hang of this, these exercises won't take very long. You'll just be able to get cracking, get right into them and nail your routine in about 5 minutes. So here we go. I'm in my soft stop and I'm going to start pushing in now. 9, 8, 7, as hard as you can. 5, 3, 2, 1. And you're going to rest for 10. If throughout the sets and reps here you feel that you can gradually inch back because you are getting more range, that's also viable. Okay, let's go in for rep number 2. And 8, 6, you should be shaking it. And time. You must put maximum effort into this routine. It's not very long, so do give it your best shot. Might be able to inch myself back a tiny little bit. That's pretty much 10 seconds rest. Hinge, find your soft stop, and start pushing. And time. That's exercise number 1 done. Okay team, the second exercise I have in store for you is going to be a single leg PNF stretch. Here's how we're going to do it. You are going to get yourself into this traditional old school PE hamstring stretching position. Again, make sure that your pelvis isn't posteriorly tilting and that you're not overly rounding at the back. Anterior tilt your pelvis, use your hips to hinge, try and keep your spine neutral, and you can have one hand here on the bent knee in order to support yourself. And what you're going to do is you're going to go into your forward fold as deep as you can, and once you've reached your maximum range, you're going to lean back into the heel of the base foot a little bit, lift your toes off the floor slightly, and you're going to start trying to push into the floor as hard as you can with this leg for 10 seconds. You should be shaking once again, and once you've pushed down into the floor for 10, you're going to relax, take a breath out and sink into your hamstring stretch a little bit deeper. You're going to repeat this another 2 times. So here we go. pushing into the floor. I can use my hands on the floor to base because I'm low enough, so that's more comfortable. If that is your case, that's perfectly fine. And rest. And if you can, sink a little bit deeper, making sure not to round at the back. Remember to try and use your hip hinge to get as deep as you can. And finally, you can also use your blocks here if you need to. And finally, in we go, pushing down into the floor, try and dig that heel in as if you were trying to scoop the earth from underneath you. You should feel your hamstrings working and on fire. 10 seconds contraction, in breath, relax, and sink into your stretch. And then to come out, simply, slowly bend and walk out. You're going to repeat this on the other leg, 10 seconds off, 10 seconds off to complete this one for each leg. Final exercise of the 3 in this quick rotation is going to be 30 pulses on each leg in the same position that you were in previously. For this, you're going to find a little bit of elevation for your foot. It's not strictly necessary, but if you have one, grab a cube or blocks or whatever it might be and elevate your foot. So I'm going to put my toes on the edge, square my hips, hinge, keep the spine neutral, and from here I'm going to pulse gently 30 times into my forward fold. Do not do this aggressively and don't do it too fast, just do it nice and gently. And in we go. I like to cross my arms and reach with my elbows. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Make sure you're keeping tension in the leg. Try not to have a micro bend in the leg that you are stretching. And gently start to do your pulses and ease into it. Do not do these aggressively. 30 pulses and rest. And you will swap legs and do 30 pulses on the other leg. Once you've done these 3 exercises, that will be your 5-minute forward fold routine. Now, of course, you can add more sets to this routine and it'll start turning it into a full-blown hamstring mobility session. However, of course, then the routine will start taking you longer and you might be less likely to get it done, especially on a daily basis. So my recommendation for this one is if you don't have much time, just go through this routine, 1 set of each exercise, but try to get it in every day. By the time you memorize all the cues, all the movements, and you set it all up properly, you'll be nailing this in about 5 minutes. Okay team, that is all I have for you guys today. If you enjoyed the video, please do like and comment. Let me know how you're getting on with the routine. Let me know what you're enjoying. And if you would like me to cover anything in particular, do drop it down below as well. I'm gonna jump in there and have a look at what everyone is saying. And that is all I have for you guys today. See you in the next one.